Hello everyone. So if you remember in last video we covered about demand, and as I told that we'll have a more in-depth knowledge of demand and elasticity in further videos. So in this second video we are going to look um, about the normal goods and the inferior goods through graphical examples, and then we will learn about elasticity. So we discussed normal goods in the last video. In case of normal goods, let's suppose your income level rises. So what happens is you buy more of that good. The obvious reason behind this is because your real purchasing power now increases. You have more money in your hand, so you will obviously buy more quantity of it. So uh, let's look through graph. Earlier this was your demand curve. At price P you are buying Q quantity. Now your income rises, so you have more purchasing power. Your purchasing power also increases, so what happens is at the same price you are buying more of quantity, so your demand now shifts towards right and you are buying Q to quantity. In case of inferior good, as the name suggests, it is inferior in nature. You don't prefer it more. So what happens is, suppose your income rises. When your income is rising, your real purchasing power is also increasing because you have more money. Obvious reason is, but you prefer to buy less quantity of that good. Earlier you were buying this much quantity. This was a demand curve. So at price P you were, let's say at price P you were buying Q, but now your income has risen, but you are not preferring to buy more of it. What happens is your demand curve shifts toward left, and at the same price you are buying less of it. That is inferior good. Now coming to the concept of elasticity, it is important to note that who gave the concept of elasticity. Please remember that Alfred Marshall gave the concept of elasticity. And if this comes in your exam, so you must introduce that Alfred Marshall was the first one to introduce the concept of elasticity, because it creates a good impression in front of your teacher. Now in this lecture specifically we are going to focus on price elasticity. In the upcoming lectures we are going to talk more about income elasticity and cross substitutions. Alright, so now what is price elasticity? Price elasticity is denoted as EP or ED on various books. In various books and on various sites you will find a difference between someone denoting price elasticity as ED or EP. So do not get confused in it, both means the same. It shows or indicates the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in its price. How the quantity demanded behaves when there is a change in price. Alright, so the formula is EP. Price elasticity refers to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. Or how can we write it as EP equals to delta Q upon delta P times P upon Q. Here delta indicates change. Now an important point is to note that more substitution means greater elasticity. When in the upcoming lectures we will have a more detailed knowledge of cross substitutions, there you will understand how more substitution leads to greater elasticity. But for this time, for your knowledge purpose, understand this and remember this: the greater the substitution, the greater will be the elasticity. Now we have the elastic demand, where the price elasticity is greater than 1. Okay, percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price. Do not get confused here. What this actually means is that if there is a slight change in price, let's say increase or decrease in price, there will be a huge impact on quantity demanded. Now, let us understand it through examples. Here we have stated example as TV, AC. Understand, during the festival seasons, what most company do is they give heavy sales on their products. So during heavy sales, your prices falls, and what you do is you buy more. Obvious reason, law of demand applies here, that if there is a fall in price, the quantity demanded is going to rise. Okay, the demand curve is flatter. It is flatter, please note that in elastic demand the demand curve is flatter. So earlier our price was this. At higher prices we were buying less of a commodity. Now, since there is a slight decrease in price, what we are noting is there is a heavy increase in quantity demand. People are buying more. The reverse is the case of inelastic demand, where price elasticity is less than 1. Okay, it means percentage change in price brings a small percentage change in quantity demanded. A well-known example is insulin for diabetic patients. They need insulin injections on regular basis. If the insulin injection comes at $5, they will still buy it. And if the prices, suppose let's say, rises to $15, they have to buy it. There is no reason for them for not to buy. So in case of inelastic demand, the demand curve is steeper. Okay, understand it like this. Earlier at this much price our quantity was this. Now you can see there is a sharp increase in prices. So what is happening is quantity demanded, there is a substantial, only a minimal decrease in quantity demanded. I hope you get it. The third one comes is the unitary elastic. Unitary elastic means price elasticity is equal to 1. Your percentage change in price is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded. If there is a 1% rise in prices, there will be a 1% change in your quantity demanded. Now, coming upon the fourth case, that is your perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand always equals to 0. What happens is change in price does not affect quantity demanded. If your price is this, you are still buying this. If your prices rises, you are still buying this. If again prices rises, you are still buying this much quantity. So no matter what the level of price is, your quantity demanded remains unaffected or remains same. The fifth case is perfectly elastic demand. The price elasticity is infinity, tends to infinity. A small change in price brings a huge change in quantity demanded. Okay, however, this is not possible in reality. It is just a hypothetical situation in perfect competitions, because you know that if there is a small change in price, there are large number of substitutes available in perfect competition, so they will shift to another one that is selling at a lower price. So what happens is your demand curve becomes parallel to x-axis. So if let's say you are a producer and you slightly increase the prices in a perfectly competitive market, what happens is your consumers that you are catering will shift to a different producer. Now please remember this table because it is important, and if you remember this table, you can easily ace any question related to elasticity that is being asked in your exam. Okay, elastic demand, price elasticity is greater than 1. Examples are a refrigerator, air conditioners, television. Unitary elastic demand always equals to 1. No matter if there is a equal change, if there is a 1% change in price, there will be a 1% change in quantity demanded as well. Inelastic demand, price elasticity is less than 1. Example, insulin. Hope you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful to you, please do like video and let me know in comments what further improvement